My name is Alain Zalwango. I'm a hospitality educator, and I also handle partnerships and collaborations for the Uganda Hotel and Tourism Training Institute in Jinja. This is a public institute in Uganda that specializes in training professionals in the tourism and hospitality industry for more than 30 years. Now we are very delighted to be here in Arua City for mainly capacity building. Capacity building for people who serve and have chosen professionalism in tourism and hospitality. We are here as part of celebrations for the World Tourism Day. Now our training is mainly going to be in capacity building of people in Arua City. Arua being a city, you receive so many travelers and people are interested in eating food, participating in leisure activities. So we have come to capacity build, retool the people that serve in the industry and also give them some new skills. Now in our training, we'll be handling different aspects, things to do with handling food, costing of your food, how do you arrange your establishment, and how do you handle your customers. Here we shall be handling professionalism for the people that handle the customers, and we shall also be giving you skills on marketing. How do you market and strategize your business? How do you handle those complicated customers? And also appreciating intercultural aspects. Because this being a city, you don't only get natives, you get people from different parts of the world. So we are here to inspire you and train you on how do you use these skills to ensure that your business grows. That way, you're contributing towards the tourism and the hospitality industry in the entire country.
How many are you training, and what category are you mainly training?
We are so far registered 40 participants, and this has people who are chefs, we have had people in housekeeping, we have people who are tour operators, we are having people who are entrepreneurs. They have their own personal businesses. The training is going to take place for 2 days. We have some demonstrations we're also going to give them so that the hands-on skill is well secured by the people here, and we shall crown it on with certificates so that people can be proud to show that I've had this training and I am certified. I can be in position to be proud and show proof that I have been professionally trained.
What do you expect once they are done with the training from them?
Well, we expect all our attendees to be in position to practice what you have been taught, and to also spread the gospel, because the number is not a good is not, we can't train everyone because it's 2 days, but we expect these 40 people to be in position to tell their other colleagues that they have left in the hotels and the stations, and to also inspire them to have career development, because what we have taught is not enough. We've just given them basic skills, but to give them that yearning to learn much more of what is there in their different fields of specialization.
What would you advocate for from our, governments, local governments around where hospitality industry is growing rapidly? Many times they do not have such sessions. How do they come in so that it's not only the private sector, but also they're able to guide the people?
Well, I would really applaud the local government to make this into a culture, that periodically they gather the people in the industry and empower them, reskill them, so they can also be proud, because Uganda is moving towards appreciation of the technical and vocational skills. So the local government can have these periodic trainings where we can get different trainers and we come gather them under one umbrella and give them the latest skills, the trendy skills, so they can also be confident in their fields of specialization, and they can improve their performance, because an empowered employee is one who will work with confidence and be able to serve better. And the city will also grow, because with more happy clients, there are more profits being made for the businesses, and the entire economy of tourism and hospitality is growing.
Arua City,
Yes.
West Nile,
Yes.
the heart of West Nile is hosting.
Yes.
What does this mean for you as, in the hospitality industry, and maybe exposure? Many people may not know what you people do.
Well, for us, it's also a wonderful opportunity to let people know that choosing the path of tourism and hospitality is also a wise decision. We all know that Uganda's economy depends greatly on the income that comes from this industry. So Arua hosting is a wonderful opportunity. Very many tourists and people will be flocking into this city. They will be in position to enjoy the hospitality and also spread the good news of why this industry is very volatile and very important, especially for the youth, because the industry has so many youth who are now flocking it, acquiring skills and being in position to practice. So we believe coming to Arua, it will also open doors for people who have never been here. I'm visiting Arua for the very first time, but I'm happy with what we have seen. The people are friendly, the culture is warm, the food is wonderful, and that way we are able to spread tourism beyond the boundaries of the capital city in Kampala.
My name is Chef Ivan Kaule, hotel expert, and of course a world skill expert, and an hospitality or culinary instructor, as well as a head of department hospitality training from the Uganda Hotel and Tourism Training Institute. We are in Arua today to teach food handlers and chefs on how to handle food, especially in terms of hygiene. We have what we call HACCP, that actually looks not only within the kitchen, but looks beyond the kitchen, where food comes from, how food is handled, how food is harvested. Of course, as a chef in the kitchen, we don't have a lot to do and a lot of control on how the food is harvested and transported, but his business starts from the entrance of the kitchen where the food is received. It is very important that chefs take into consideration their practice, especially for hygiene, to ensure that whatever food is received, the way it is received must be attended to carefully, ensuring that it's very clean, because the health of customers depend in the hands of a chef. Someone told me about 20 years ago that a gun can kill 100 people, but a chef can kill 1,000 people. So lives of people in the city of Arua are in the hands of the chefs. The chef's responsibility is not basically about cooking good food, but cooking safe food. When the food is safe, people really less take concern with how it tastes and how it looks. But as long as they can trust the chef who has prepared it, they can trust the food that is clean, is coming from a clean environment, it's prepared in a clean manner, it's also presented in a clean way, and even the people who are presenting the food are also observing their hygiene. The food is safe for consumption. It gives confidence and trust to everyone who's going to eat that food, that the food is going to be safe. However, it does not matter how good the food looks, or how tasty it tastes, or how smelly it smells. As long as you cannot be trusted as a chef, no one's going to eat your food. And it's a problem. Most of my chef colleagues are losing jobs. Some of them end up not being paid salaries because the rate of food spoilage in the kitchen is very high. A lot of people are complaining about food poisoning, and are getting a lot of foodborne illnesses that are not normally connected back to the hotels where they had food from. Sometimes food poisoning represents in terms of malaria, headache, a few diarrheas there. So sometimes it's hard to connect it back to where you ate the food from. But it is a responsibility of the food handlers, the chefs in the city, to ensure that whatever food they produce, they themselves feel comfortable eating it. Some of us cook food that we cannot even eat ourselves. And if you do that, that means you're failing the country, you're failing your kitchen, you're failing the boss. Our bosses invest a lot of money in the hotels, but unfortunately some bosses go ahead to hire people who are not professional because they are cheap. But I can tell you, dear director, you invested too much money into building that structure, and you pay a lot in terms of taxes and labor, and even a lot of investment. But if you don't invest in hiring qualified staff, then you're going to lose business, because these unqualified staff may not actually see a reason why they should even observe hygiene. And to them, the level of hygiene that is practiced, to them they think it's enough. But with the tourists who's coming in the city, especially as it's happening on Saturday, people are going to be flocking into the city, and they're going to look out for clean places. They will not look out for where to buy good food. They're going to look out for who is good enough and trusted to preserve and serve good food. Problem, most of my chef colleagues are losing jobs. Some of them end up not being paid salaries because the rate of food spoilage in the kitchen is very high. A lot of people are complaining about food poisoning, and are getting a lot of foodborne illnesses that are not normally connected back to the hotels where they had food from. Sometimes food poisoning represents in terms of malaria, headache, a few diarrheas there. So sometimes it's hard to connect it back to where you ate the food from. But it is a responsibility of the food handlers, the chefs in the city, to ensure that whatever food they produce, they themselves feel comfortable eating it. Some of us cook food that we cannot even eat ourselves. And if you do that, that means you're failing the country, you're failing your kitchen, you're failing the boss. Our bosses invest a lot of money in the hotels, but unfortunately some bosses go ahead to hire people who are not professional because they are cheap. But I can tell you, dear director, you invested too much money into building that structure, and you pay a lot in terms of taxes and labor, and even a lot of investment. But if you don't invest in hiring qualified staff, then you're going to lose business, because these unqualified staff may not actually see a reason why they should even observe hygiene. And to them, the level of hygiene that is practiced, to them they think it's enough. But with the tourists who's coming in the city, especially as it's happening on Saturday, people are going to be flocking into the city, and they're going to look out for clean places. They will not look out for where to buy good food. They're going to look out for who is good enough and trusted to preserve and serve good food. We have so many good hotels here. I want to appreciate my friend Anne of Lezuba, who calls herself a slay farmer, for being one of the best hotel producers. Like, produces agricultural products that supplies the hotel, and I've followed some of her series on social media on how she ensures that the food is safe from the gardens to the hotels. Now, if the goods are coming from Anne's garden to the kitchen, what is your responsibility as a chef to ensure that that food stays safe until it reaches the customer? Your responsibility is what is going to increase the sales of the hotel, and probably even increases your bargaining power as a chef to earn more money. Most chefs are paid between 300 and 600, not because that's what they deserve, but that's because that's what they can make. A chef, you're paid as much as you can make, and what you can make depends on the level of hygiene you practice and how much you put into the food to ensure that what comes out in terms of costing, which you're going to handle tomorrow, and the hygiene, that the food, that whatever you plate is safe for consumption. It all brings back the money, and it also gives you back the bargaining power before your bosses. If you reduce food spoilage in the kitchen, that means there's going to be less food poisoning, there are going to be less accidents in the kitchen, there are going to be less job losses, you're going to be a legal compliant to the local authorities, then you're going to increase the trust and the image of the hotel. So people are going to run to your restaurant, they're going to run to your hotel, trusting that you can cook safe food. Not just good food, not just tastier food, but safe food. Because safe food is what all we live for.
Let's within the hotel where we have people who do outside catering in terms of supply, and also the persons who supply the food. Sometimes you see, somebody supplying food not dressed to the standard, to the expectations, and this makes the customer lose appetite.
Chefs and colleagues and caterers, your presentation is your food. How you present yourself when you're taking that food will determine how many people are going to run to you. I urge everyone who's into businesses of outside catering, you're going to think your people are bewitching you, you're going to think you are cursed, but because you're not practicing the hygiene standard that people are expectant of you. If you're taking out food for any event, your output, not only you as a person, but even your staff, there's a lot of compliance that is required in there. Ensure that all your staff are good, they are clean. Obtain food handlers test certificates from the council or from the hospital to ensure that you are safe. The council knows you're safe, you have a certificate of food handlers scientifically tested, and then you're also compliant with the ASAP practices. Now, I urge all food handlers business owners to ensure that they inspect. We Africans, and we are human, we are prone to be forgetting, and maybe when you become busy and you succumb to pressure, we tend to forget most of these hygiene compliance practices. However, as a food manager, as a director, as the business owner, it is your responsibility, because that is your money, to ensure that you inspect your staff, inspect the food you're serving, inspect the equipment they're using, inspect the area where they're operating from, because that's where all the hygiene happens from. If that is not done, then you're going to increase the infestation of bacteria, pests and diseases and rodents into your cooking areas. And trust me, if one person sees even one fly running around your kitchen, that's already trust fallen. If they see a cockroach coming out of your kitchen, that's already trust lost. So, as much as possible, you can hire good managers, you can hire good chefs, but inspection is very important. And this is up to you, it's your responsibility, because this is your business. People will come and they will go, but your business will stay. So your responsibility as a director, business director, is ensuring that for every staff you hire, you train them. They can be qualified, but please train them on these hygiene standards, on the ASAP compliances, and then ensure that they practice them through supervision and inspection. Do monitoring and evaluation. Make sure that what you taught them, they are practicing it. Make records. Make sure that you make records of these hygiene practices. Make the rooming list, the checklists. For example, if you're running a kitchen, have a checklist to ensure that particular people have done their jobs. And every time they do something, they mark what they have done and even tick. So when you come around the kitchen, check on these checklists and ensure that the compliance practices have been met. And when that happens, then you're sure that food is going to be safe. And when the food is safe, your clientele is going to increase, and that's where the business comes from.
Sells, but the food did not get finished. They tend to mix this food with fresh food the next day. How do you see this practice, spoil the hospitality industry? I've seen here locally, somebody will say our local nyasa that was left, yesterday should be mixed with the new one.
It's a common practice in so many food businesses, but we have brands like Cafe Javas, we have brands like the Food Hubs, we have several brands in the city that do not recycle food. Recycling food, there are three risks that you're facing. One, your food is going to change taste. It's going to change the structure, the texture, the contrast, and even the appearance. It doesn't matter what you do to a recycled food, it will always come back to you as a damage. But in most cases, because we don't want to lose business in that manner, sometimes we have a lot of expectations, and then we prepare a lot of food, and sometimes it stays. That food can only be safe if the preparation and cooking times when it was being made was good. Because food that has slept over, there are chances of increasing infestation of bacteria. How you store the food, how you keep your kitchen clean, how we prepared it, ensuring that there is no infestation. If you follow the standards and practices of hygiene, your food can be safe even the next day. But it's very, very important that when you're serving this food, the person you're serving it to is aware that it's a stay-over food. Because if you serve a stay-over food, a person gets to understand it's a stay-over food, they will lose trust in you. We have this thing called kabalagala, the pancakes. These local pancakes, they're normally better when they are sleepovers. But then you need to mention that these are sleepover pancakes, and then these are fresh. And then people must know. But again, tomorrow we're going to handle a concept called food costing. When you know food costing, if you're able to practice good food costing, then making profits never left to chance. But if you do not practice good food costing, then trust me, making profits in the kitchen is left to chance, because you don't even know what you're working around. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're back there and you've not come to training today, and you can be here tomorrow for that concept of food costing, it will be very good of help to you to know what to cook, when to cook, how to cook, and how much to cook. Because all the things of sleepovers is only dependent on people not knowing how to cost their food. That is against the customers. It's about perspectives and knowing how much to cook, when, how.
Is good food a source of good tourist attraction?
Everyone eats, and as you travel, you end up wanting to eat. It doesn't matter where, but everyone eats. And every tourist will travel anywhere to just go and find good food. Someone can take a border, can take a taxi, can call a Uber, and they travel 10 kilometers just to go and get good food. So ladies and gentlemen, good food is personal. It even leads to be customer stuff. It becomes personal. Your friend can refuse to come and eat from your restaurant because your place is dirty. But if your place is clean, your food is good, you hired experienced chefs, maybe good chefs who can produce good food. Now we inspect them to ensure that they produce clean food. Then trust me, you're going to be a puller. Good restaurants always pull crowds because good food is what everyone looks for. In this world, you look for food and sleep. If you have good food and have a good sleep, then you are health-wise okay.
Good afternoon. My name is Jimmy Awuzu Angumo. I chair the Association of Hotel Owners in Arua City. We have this association where we have about 102 hotels in Central Division, Arua City, but 164 in the Greater Arua District, both Arua District and Arua City. We are thankful to the institute in Jinja, the hotel and tourism industry, the institute in Jinja, which has come to train our people as part of preparations for the World Tourism Day, which is in Arua on the 27th. We really appreciate this because this is a very big gap that we have in our industry, the problem of qualified chefs, the problem of qualified and trained food handlers. We really do not have many people who are qualified to handle food. This leads to poor service delivery in many hotels and food restaurants. So with this training, we are happy that a lot of skills are being impacted into our trainees, and we really hope that from the event of the World Tourism Day going forward, we are going to start handling food in a very professional way. We're able to avoid cross-contamination, we're able to avoid food poisoning, we make sure that people eat healthy and regulated food. Thank you.
How has the hotel industry contributed to tourism in West Nile?
Tourism is upcoming, and we are happy that a lot of tourist sites have come up. We have visible sites within the vicinity of Arua City, which we are going to visit over this weekend. And the hotel industry have really been preparing. We have had 4 trainings within the last 2 weeks, where we trained hotel managers, hotel owners, front desk officers, and the kitchen staff in various aspects of managing the hospitality industry. So the hotel industry is really a vibrant contributor to the economy in as far as we contribute to the payment of a lot of local taxes and also the national taxes to URA. You remember that Arua Central Division is one of the best performing. I think it's number 2 in the whole country in the performance of collection of local revenue. And the biggest amount of this local revenue came from local hotel tax. We're happy because of that.
In terms of development, our hotels here, how has it changed the face of Arua?
It has changed so much. The infrastructure development has really, really changed. And there are many structures which were previously for other purposes, but with permission from City Council, we have transformed them into hotels. Very new hotels are coming all over both Arua district and the city, and even a little bit further. We are now having tourist resorts which are 30 kilometers out of the city center, which have really changed the skyline of Arua, and we're happy for that.
So what can we do to develop, these sites, but also link them to the hospitality industry for better services, food services?
We have issues with the communication with the roads and transport system. Luckily, the roads are improving. Telecommunication is not a very big problem. We're also happy to the government for connecting us to the national grid. Now we don't have problem with the power. That means linkages using the internet is so easy, and communication has generally improved, so we don't really see much apart from the roads which are being worked on. We have not been sensitizing our people enough. The onus goes both on the City Council Health Department and also on the hotels themselves. The City Council need to come up and really emphasize on this. And the hotel owners have to be willing to pay the very small fee. It's a very minimal 10,000 shillings to get this certificate. Last week we had 2 trainings where we invited the Arua City Council Health Department to talk about this. They really, really sensitized our people. On Monday they came, they took the list of all the hotels which I availed to them. By next week, we are arranging a comprehensive testing of hotel staff together with the City Council I'm sure within the next 2 weeks, if not up to 80%, should be tested and get their certificates.
I'm called Margaret Lelero, and I should say I'm an instructor or a trainer in skills, that is particularly in catering. Currently where we are for training held by Uganda Tourism and Hotel Management, that is Ginger Institute. They have come actually today to maybe refresh us or to train us again about how we handle food and what are the benefits of being upgraded with currently what is happening with the world. So currently we are learning a lot from Uganda Tourism and Hotel Management Institute Ginger. Particularly me, I'm a trainer, and at the same time I'm a lady who is trying to fight harder for West Nile to cope up with the rest of the world concerning the issue of maybe being in a hotel industry. You know, in our region here, let me say, it wasn't our culture for a girl child to really join the hospitality industry. It was known as an industry for the prostitutes, you know, like the kind of the way they dress. Our people really use not to give it a thought or give it a way that it is also a job which is recognized in this world. Since we are still developing, it is that when you do a research or when you go around asking, you realize that our region of Arua, in particular, let me talk about Arua, we are still too behind. If the 5-star hotels are to establish in Arua, you'll find the workers won't be the Lugwara ladies or the Lugwara gentlemen. If they are there will be few because of the negativity which our people of Arua had on hotels. It was believed it is cost for the failures, cost for the prostitutes, cost for the, I don't know. Once you join, they will even say, so-and-so's daughter of all courses catering. So it was not believed that it is a good course. So today, Uganda Tourism and Hotel Management Ginger Institute has come to create an awareness, to give us a platform on how it feels. Because what really attracted me to come for this, I'm one lady who is encouraging more of the youths, more especially the girl child, to join the industry. It is not about being a waitress. It is not about just carrying the food on a plate and take it to a guest. No. Me, I did a catering course from certificate up to diploma level, and as we talk, I'm not carrying food. No, I'm an instructor. I teach those who are going to handle the food. And secondly, I'm also coming up with a skilling center that is a school. So which means catering, doing a catering course is not actually trying to make you be a waitress. No. Or just cook for the rest. Others would say at home you learn cooking, why should you go for cooking? But I want to tell the world at large that catering is not about cooking food, or it is not about serving food. It is a business course which will make you get a job for yourself and also create for others. For example, me now I have an institute called the Dikoki Skilling Center. I'm in Madiokolo and the Arua district at large. So we are handling so many students from organizations who are undergoing these skilling processes, and we award them. After that, they sit for what we call the UV-tab. I also got a chance among the hotelians in Arua to be trained as an assessor of a UV-tab. At first it was DIT, now they have been merged together. So we thank Uganda Tourism School Institute so much that this Tourism Day, as it has been brought to Arua, they did not only look at maybe checking or seeing how Arua is. They have brought this training to us. We are really learning a lot as hotelians, as food handlers, or as the hospitality industry people who are in Arua, the few of us who are there. If you're taking the hotels, many are not trained. So we are looking at how should we get more people to be trained before they do or before they carry out the hotel businesses.
A number of our places here, restaurants, some people call them eating places. The hygiene alone may not warrant you to even enjoy your food how do you intend to replicate this knowledge, especially to these women who just wake up one day or they start a business but without understanding, and also many do not have certificates, they are not recognized by the health practitioners to practice this?
Well, thank you. What we are looking at doing, we have formed an association which is called the West Nile Chefs Association. One of our aims is actually to visit the local restaurants, teach them particularly the hygiene on how food should be handled and how customer care should be handled in the restaurants, even if they are not trained or they are trained. Because some of them are trained, but they have taken long without being taken through another training. And as West Nile Chefs Association, we are also looking at a way how to create a situation where we visit these local restaurants and teach them on the hygiene of food, because when you mess up with the food, you're messing up with the human life. People feed on food, so it is very, very key to maintain the hygiene of the food.
We hear who make food, who have hotels. What do you think they will gain from the tourism day that is in Arua?
Thank you so much. We're expecting people to make money. That is one thing which comes when we think of the tourism day. And we also thank our tourism minister, that is none other than Robert. We thank and his team all together for working hard and seeing that Arua is successfully nominated as one of the cities which are handling food service and at the same time handling the tourism event for this year. So in particular, those ones who are in a hotel industry, those who are on, let's say, the food practitioners, to really, really not let this day go by like that. It is a situation for them for making money. That is how they will benefit. And for our city of Arua, we will be equally making money, and people will be getting to know what Arua means. There are some who are coming here for the first time. Of course, we expect visitors from different parts of the country. We expect those who are coming from out of this country. So we are urging the hotel owners, the food practitioners, to take up the opportunity. I will actually encourage those who deal in local foods to come up with all their morale, because now if someone is coming from maybe, let's say, from Rwanda, and the person comes here to test the kwete prepared by a Lugwara lady for the first time, believe me, that will never ever go off his or her mind. So we are not only looking at the cuisines, but we are looking at also promoting our culture as Lugwara people or as West Nilers at large.
Arua City is a city of opportunities, is a city of trade and industry. Much as the industrial part is still developing because of the known fact that we have been having challenges of power for some time, but that has now been sorted out by government. We now have, I think, one of the reliable power in the entire country. I think within the few hours you're here, you really experience blackout, because we are now connected to the national grid from Arua. So therefore that provides an opportunity for us as Arua City to be opened up to the rest of the country. For some of you who have been here for the first time, Arua City, in terms of area size, is about 410 square kilometers. I think we follow Barara. Barara is about 468 square kilometers. For those who have not known, there has been a common talk in Arua City that Arua City is the biggest city in Uganda, but we are the second after Barara. We are not complaining because of the size, because that provides for us an opportunity for better planning and development to take place, because the central business district has now been developed, and if you want to put infrastructure here, you will find, of course, the cost of land within now the CBD is high. Even when you want to put a particular infrastructure, it becomes too costly. So therefore, the expansion of Arua City provides, therefore, an opportunity for us to have an organized city. I'm sure that Arua City will be one of the, in 20 years to come, will be a destination where every person will want to come and say, let me come to Arua City. Because Kampala is now, you can't do much in Kampala. For those who have been there, you can't do much. The traffic, the roads are narrow. There are so many things that now you can't do. That is why government went ahead to create this, therefore these secondary cities. You have come at the right time when we are hosting the national function for the World Tourism Day in Arua. That will be on 27th, which is a Saturday, and a number of activities are now taking place. So I'm glad that you have also come to train this category of people who are very important in the hospitality sector, our food handlers. Before I make other remarks, I want to find out from the participants, how many of you have been examined by our medical personnel to handle food, and you have a certificate for it? You can see not more than half of the population that is here. You are doing a very good job. You are doing a very good job. Food is one of the businesses where you cannot go wrong, because everybody at some point gets hungry and wants to eat something, isn't it? I always say that if probably as humans we would not eat, then there is no point for us to work, because what chases us to work every time is food, isn't it? So you are very critical in this sector, but yet we are still not there where I want to be, because a number of us have not undergone a particular training, which I'm now sure that you are going to get after here. Food needs to be handled very well, and once you don't handle food very well, that is where the challenge now starts. Even sometimes food gets the chain, from the chain where this food is being picked from. If it is not being handled well, then it reaches you. You probably cook it and you find there's food poisoning in it. The problem may not be you, isn't it? But it starts from that particular chain, the first chain. But we have now the responsibility to ensure that we do the right things, we handle our food well. I have moved in this town. The good thing is I'm a local boy here. I've eaten in all of these hotels in this town. From the good ones, now that we have, Le Confidential, Le Shuba, Zara's Hotel. Who doesn't know Zara's eating place here among them? I have taken juice from our sister here a number of times. Even some of you have eaten where you are working. We still have a lot to do in terms of hygiene in some of those places. Instead that sometimes tourists are not interested in those big hotels. They want to there's this particular country, I'm just forgetting, where Obama went and met one of his old friends who was in the hotel business. and went and ate in that particular local restaurant. If you go online, you will find now that particular area where Obama sat has been enclosed with the glass and so on. But he went as a president of US and went and ate in the local restaurant. So a visitor will come here. There are visitors who are very inquisitive. They don't want to go into those fancy hotels that we have in this city. They want to go to that local one where me and you usually survive. Because me, I can't be in the Confidential or Hotel A6 or the Shuba, Golden Courts. I can't go there every time as a public servant. May I go to Zara? May I go to where they are roasting the muchomo around the Pacific? Those are my areas. But we need to improve on the issues of hygiene and sanitation. That's very important, and that's where food is being mishandled. Trust me, if I went to your place and I see the tables are not clean, everything, food people have eaten, food has broken down, this is that, some people lose it out. So let's improve on that, so that it may not only be for the day, but this should be a continuous thing that we need to improve on, so that we are able to handle our food well, and we are able to attract other people to come to our, not any other person from outside, because we are the ones who are running this economy, and we appreciate that your contribution to the development of the city is so great. Do your part by ensuring that you do the right thing. Is that okay? Do your part by ensuring that you are able to do the right thing. I don't want to take a lot of our time. We're going to have a number of visitors here. Let's be ambassadors and participate in the national function, which will be on 27th. There are already a number of activities, including this training, are part of the activities for that particular day. It was a battle for us to be chosen to host the day. We all applied. Senior tourism officer is there. At national level, many districts applied. But if we are chosen to be a host, let's take this seriously. Make money within the shortest period of time. Make money, because the population is going to be there. Make money. If you have been making juice of 3 jerrycans per day, take it to 15. And if you have done it well, trust me, those 15 jerrycans of juice are going to get over. For you know, we have organized local events here. I'm an event organizer. Every year I organize Arua City Kids Festival. That's my event. And people make money in that one day. They really make money because the population is there. At the end of it, by 2 p.m., our juice is always over. Yet the event is going up to business. So you prepare, because the population is going to be there. Throughout the country, people are going to flood. Actually, I've seen already other people are within the city now trying to position. Hotels take this advantage, improve your accommodation within the shortest period of time, then people feel comfortable, so that the money which is coming from out should be able to remain here and also improve our local economy as Arua City.